What's wise out there, my people? What is wise? You know what I'm talking about. This is wise thoughts, wise moves, wise clues for you guys to be wise too. Yeah. And I'm the wise guy who once was that fool. You know what I'm saying? We finna get straight on into it, man. We finna talk about this DJ Vlad and this Boosie stuff, man. I was sitting back checking out a couple of shows with DJ Vlad talking about how he be spending his money. And what Boosie don't know is how much money he spends to actually get the videos out, you know? He spend money on cameramen to come in and do the editing work, come in chopping, you know, and doing everything that need to be done so the picture can be clear and right. So when he bring it out to the people, we'll be wanting to watch it and see it and hear it. You know where I'm coming from? So when he's got to talking like that, I was like, man, that's kind of sound like he's right. You know where I'm coming from? I say Boosie kind of jumped the gun. He went out there and jumped out there and thought he was going to pull out the same numbers by opening up, and I ain't going to say open, scratch and cut that on up out of there. Yeah, he thought he was going to get his own views by doing his own little channel and stuff. So he come out, did his own thing. Looking back at everything, he didn't do them numbers that he'll do what he was doing with DJ Vlad. You know where I'm coming from? So I think he actually made a mistake. You know where I'm coming from? I think he realizing that too. And here I think, this is why I think he realizing he done made a mistake right here. All these years, right? We ain't never heard Boosie reply back to Charleston White. We ain't never heard Boosie say nothing back to Charleston White. And Charleston White done called that man all kind of names and said all kind of stuff about him now. You know where I'm coming from? So now here all of a sudden now we got Boosie trying to say something to Charleston White. He's trying to say something back to Charleston White. It's almost like this right here, right? Charleston White is a hot topic out here. You know what I'm saying? To start something with Charleston White and get Charleston White to say something back to you, your channel gonna go up. Your views gonna go up. You know, and that's just common sense right there. You know what I'm saying? So Boosie, you trying to use Charleston White's name to blow up your channel, man. And this is the reason why you responding back to something that you trying to say. I think it was more like DJ Vlad saying that he's no longer need Boosie because he's finna start bringing Charleston White to the show. You know where I'm coming from? So I guess little Boosie get mad and say, hey, well, I don't forgot what all he said, but he said something. He finally replied back. You know where I'm coming from? Yeah, but we're going to get off of that, though. And we're going to get on this right here. The lies that was told years ago, right? And what I mean by the lies that was told years ago, right? So you had a big difference in this right here. You had scientists and you had religion, right? You had scientists who's going to go out there and search and find the truth. You had religion who already thought they know the truth, who wanted to make whatever they wanted to make the truth. Let me say it that way. Yeah, whatever they wanted to make the truth is what religion wanted to make the truth. Covering up the real truth is what I think religion is about. You know, but then I'm going to say this. The lies that was told years ago, we can see the truth in what's going on today. Separation all over the world. People in power playing like they God, right? Nobody's doing God's work. They playing like they God. I say that to say this, right? Scientists will dig up the truth to let us know what's true and what's right. That's what scientists will do. So they'll go out here and tell us, hey, what religion is saying, religion ain't right. Religion will say whatever science is saying, science is not right. Since a lot of y'all, cut and delete that out. A lot of y'all, and this is just my opinion, let me say that first. You have Illuminati, right? My opinion. Illuminati is nothing but a bunch of scientists that went against the church, right? To stop the truth from coming out, you had to get the scientists to quiet themselves so they wouldn't be able to speak, or get it to a situation to where no one will believe the scientists and whatever they find. It's just words, right? So my opinion again, religion went to war against scientists years ago, right? The outcome of it, religion won. So when I say the lies that's being told, we see the truth today in the separation in churches, different religions, even in households, with families that believe in the God and the Bible. Let me say it that way. So you have to ask yourself this, right? If what religion sure is the truth, what caused separation? If religion saying everything they saying is correct and everything they saying is the right way of living your life, why are we seeing so much separation? Why are we seeing the kids losing their minds too? Why are we seeing those that are rich wanting to get richer instead of giving back to the people? So let me say it one more time. It's a big difference between religion and scientists. Scientists digs up the truth. Religion, they say they already have the truth. The outcome is what we're seeing today, the separation. Let me get off of that. We're going to get on this right here. I was sitting back thinking one day, when I ain't going to say thinking, I was noticing this though, right here, right? How you ever notice, right? People, or even maybe someone that's doing you wrong, poisoning your name, doing things to hurt your heart and your soul, right? Now here's where it get crazy, right? Right after they do all these things to hurt your soul and hurt your heart, right? Now you decide to speak out about it. So now you speaking to this person or to these people that done hurt your heart, right? As you speaking to these people, They tell you to get out your feelings. They tell you that you're very emotional. It's what they tell you, right? See, when you're a wise guy, this is what you learn when people tell you stuff like that. They some cold-hearted people, right? See, when you realize now that they are cold-hearted people, here's where the game come in at that I'm finna share with you guys, right? It was a riddle that goes like this. God had the power to turn certain people into snakes and made them crawl on their belly for everyone to see it. So then everyone else would know that it's a snake, right? So when you speaking out to these people that didn't hurt you or did anything to damage your character or something like that, right? And they tell you to get out your feelings and you emotional, that's a sign of a cold-hearted snake, because a snake don't have a heart. You understand what I'm saying? They don't care about what they do to hurt you. They don't care what they do to say to hurt you. They don't care about nothing. Only thing they care about is sizing you up, being able to swallow you whole. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm going to say this. When you speaking out to people or someone that's doing something to hurt you or causing some type of pain to your heart, and they choosing to tell you to get out your feelings, they're not understanding this right here. That's your heart crying out to them. That's you giving them a chance to wipe the tears from your heart. But a cold-hearted snake ain't gonna look at it that way. They don't care how you feel. They gonna say you emotional. Get out your feelings. Become a man. Yeah, them type of words they use. But every man, every woman on this earth, every kid, baby, whoever, have a heart with feelings. So how can you tell someone to block what they feeling? You a cold-hearted snake. Let me get off of that and we're going to get on something else. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, we're going to get on something else. We're talking about this right here. An opinion. Right. After that, then you'll really know what's going on, won't you? After game one. I think I know. Yeah. Once again. You know what I'm saying? I know something that I don't. What's wise out there, you know what I'm talking about? Man, we finna get back off into this. Too real, man. Yeah, too real. I heard you speak about something, man. You say this right here. People who gangbang California sets that's not from California are not real gangsters, you say, right? I guess you wasn't around when the real gangsters from California travel to these different states and let people know. Put them on to what they had going on and it was what they was doing. I guess you don't know nothing about all that. So it's almost like you saying even those OGs from California that came down here back in the early 80s wasn't real gangsters. Is that what you're trying to say? Because if they was real gangsters and they came down to other cities and put other people on to their gangster, then that makes them gangsters, don't it? Now, to me, I think this, and this is my opinion. I'm thinking like if you trying to call yourself a Crip or a Blood and you made up that set, now I don't think that's real gangster. And the reason being is because you copying off someone from California. They started the Crip, the Blood, right? So if you're a Crip and Blood and you're from Houston, That's not real neither, even if you start banging your own set. So I guess you maybe probably just said that for some content, or you probably just said that to get up under some people's sleeves, or you probably just said that because you didn't think it was some people out here that's educated about this gangster stuff when it all started, that know how it all got put down. You know where I'm coming from? So let me say this again, though, so you understand what I'm saying. It was real OG gangsters from California that came down to a lot of different cities and put other people on to their real gangsterness stuff. You know what I'm saying? Put them on to that real gangster stuff, man. So it's almost like this. If them real OGs from California gave these guys the okay to represent their sets and put on for their sets, who is you to call them not real? And I understand now why you saying it though, because you say you from Bounty Hunter and you're from H-Town, you know? So maybe back in Bounty Hunter H-Towns, it was probably a little bit different in your situations to where certain people probably turned on you. Some people probably used you for your money. Or some people you probably don't look at as being real. So instead of you going against them, you're going against the whole gangsterism stuff. When that's not G, man. You know that's not G. And I know that's not G. So let me say this. It was real gangsters from California back in the early 80s, man. Real OG gangsters. I ain't gonna put their names out there. They came to the city, Oklahoma City. It was real OG gangsters. Yeah, came straight to Oklahoma City. Just like Charleston White was speaking on one of his shows. Like it was real OG gangsters. They came to San Antonio. You know where I'm coming from? So what's real OG gangsters that went to all kind of different cities, man. So you can't sit around and call people fake just because they banging a gang from California. And just like these little YNs well, let me say this about the YNs first before I say that. You got the YNs that's gangsters, that's OGs now today too. And I kind of understand why they're looking at it that way too. So let me give you my opinion of it. So you got these OGs, right? Some of them closet smokers. Some of them going both ways. Some of them locked up and need money on their books, right? So you got these YNs, these young gangsters, man, out here getting this money, right? So these YNs, these young gangsters out here getting that money. And these OGs is not even in a position to have money. So you got the YNs, the young gangsters looking out for the OGs who started it. This may not be going on in all areas, in all cities, but it's going on in somebody's city. So let me say this. You got these YNs, these young gangsters looking out for the OGs. You ain't got the OGs looking out for the YNs or the young gangsters no more. So I understand why these young gangsters and these young YNs can come in the picture and say, hey, I'm an OG and I ain't got to listen to nobody no more. You can see why all these different sets is coming about now. All these different neighborhoods is coming up with this set. You got this new set coming out. You got this new set coming out. Because you got these YNs with money now. And they looking up to their OGs like, dang, man, if I got to take care of you, how can I call you my OG? You know where I'm coming from? If I got to keep sending money to on your books, how can I call you my OG? So I kind of get these YNs and the young gangsters out here when they saying they OGs now, because they're actually looking out for the guys that out here that's calling themselves OGs. But this name may not be going on to everybody, so I'm not talking about you. if it ain't not happening to you. But if it's happening to you, if your foot fit inside the shoe, then that's what it is. You know where I'm coming from? Yeah, but I seen that situation like that going on. So then I understand now why certain things is taking place the way it is now today. The way it used to be getting done, the way it was getting done back in the days is not getting done the way it is now. Rules is changing. You can see now why the rules and everything is changing, why it's just people just shooting wherever they want to shoot at without even thinking about the consequences of it anymore. Because you got the young gangsters with money now. So you gotta do is imagine yourself with no direction and no instructions with money. You angry, hurt. You ain't doing nothing but trying to be hurting and anger on everybody. Well, let me say this the right way. I said it wrong. You angry at everybody, trying to hurt everybody. Let me say it that way. You know where I'm coming from? Yeah, man, that's what we're gonna say about that. We're gonna get off of that and get on this though. We're gonna talk about this right here before we get up out of here. They say it's no such thing. 607 let me say this. You say there's no such thing as right and wrong. You say it's no such thing as right or wrong because everybody have their own way of looking at what's right. You understand what I'm saying? And you're correct. Everyone do have their own opinions on what's right and what's wrong. But I keep talking about this in my shows. I'm going to talk about it again today. How we know what's right, everyone is able to agree to it. Nobody is trying to benefit off of it. It's actually what everybody is trying to do. That's how we know what's right and wrong is. See, when you wake up in the morning and do whatever you do, you know, that's your right to it. But when you get out here and try to do let me say it this way, when you wake up in the morning and try to go outside and shoot a free throw, it's the right way to do it. And how you know about this right way? Because it's already been talked about. They say you have to arch your hand. Don't put the ball in your hand. Make it come off the point fingers on the spreading fingers. 40-degree arch, straight into the neck. Elbows straight. I shared that for a reason. We all have to be able to agree that your elbow have to be straight. We all have to agree that the fingers supposed to be spreaded. We all have to agree that the ball is supposed to be released off the point of the finger, off your point finger. This is how we know what's right. See, the problem is when you guys get this money in y'all's pocket, right? Y'all want to push what y'all feel is right. And if someone go against you, y'all use y'all's money to make them look wrong. So what y'all try to do is say, well, he just broke, or she just broke, or she just a hater, or he just a hater. So this is the reason why rich folks with money can't agree with those who not looking for the money. Maybe just be happy being themselves. And what I mean by not looking for the money is what I'm saying by that is this right here. We all know that we have to have money to eat, pay bills, drive our cars, do the things that we need to do that's important that we need to do. We all know that. But some of y'all people out here looking for extra things. You know where I'm coming from? And if you don't have the extra things, you knock them downgrade and do whatever you need to do, prey on other people, fake content, buy people's souls and all kind of other stuff just to get the money. See, that's wrong. And how you know it's wrong because this here it go right here. After you finish playing your game on them, y'all can't agree who was right and who was wrong. And this is wise thoughts, wise moves, wise clues for you guys to be wise too. And I'm the wise guy, not the fool. I swear to God on my blood. Like and subscribe and leave me some comments. Ha ha, I'm out of here.